Alright, so today I'm going to be pulling out my Lincoln Electric Handy MIG. I don't have a MIG set up yet, but I also wanted to show a little bit of working with this tool. This is not sponsored by any means. This is just me coming out in my garage making a video telling you how I feel about it. But I've got 035 Flux core wire in here set up. Can't really, obviously I just got this machine. I haven't done much with it. Just bought this head thing. I got those gloves along with it, and that little wire brush came with the setup. I've got a 20 amp outlet right there, and I've got an extension cord for it so I can move it around my garage. So I am going to be, where'd it go? Hold on a second. Where is it at? Right there. I got my radiator support, and this was the old one that I had pulled off. But basically, I'm just going to be taking that, cutting it up a little bit because I need to kind of do something with it, get rid of it. So, and then I'm going to just weld on it a little bit. I'm not really doing anything specific. Don't really care how anything comes out. I just wanted to weld today. So, but I've got this kind of handy setup with the camera. I'm gonna put the camera on here basically. So this is gonna go right here behind that lens, and that's gonna protect the camera lens. And then I'm gonna put kind of a towel over the top to protect the camera itself while I'm doing that. But I'm gonna get set up and let's do some cutting and welding. Alright, so my first task is going to be to cut some of this section off. And the reason I want to do that is because there's actually like kind of two layers of metal to the construction of this section. It's not completely all the way through, but I just wanted to get this section off and maybe this section off, so I'll probably cut this whole thing off and then cut it down a little bit more. But this is going to be my first cut. I've got this clamped down with some clamps so that it doesn't move around too much when it goes to cut through, but that'll be it. Don't forget your safety glasses and gloves. Don't lose an eye, basically. Oh, and hearing protection. I've just got these little earbud pieces, but hearing protection helps a lot. There's one section. So normally, if you were to take these pieces apart on a normal basis, they're tack welded, and I believe these two pieces are kind of tack welded together. So that should just, yeah, break off right there, and that's the tack weld. So, but that was holding that together. And then there's other tack welds all along here holding this two pieces of metal right here. And that's why I wanted to get that specifically. So So I usually cut this in half, as you can see. Got some of the metal that I want to work with. I'll probably cut this up a little bit. Yeah, I really don't know what I'm doing. I'm just cutting stuff up and welding it together, so. Let's get set up for welding. Alright, for now, just gonna take the wire brush that came with the welder and clean up this metal real quick. This thing takes a lot of arm work. Okay, so my first idea about what I want to do is I'm going to just put some welds along here. My theory is that since this is like two pieces of metal against each other, it's going to make this metal seem as if it's a little bit thicker than what it really is. Again, because you're stacking metal on top of each other, it's making a thicker surface. So I'm just going to run a couple welds down this, and then afterwards I'm just going to try and get something to attach to it. Again, I'm just screwing around. This is a bored day today, so get set up with that. Alright, so I don't know if you can see me in that full frame, but always be careful when you're welding. I have just realized that this flux core puts off UV, so you can literally give yourself second-degree burns if you don't cover your skin while you're doing this. So my first line of protection is the safety glasses, obviously, and then I also have, where's that? I went and bought this cheapo, hood from Ace Hardware. Got the sticker on there, and this is what I'm going to be using for my face, obviously. These things are so cheap. If you're going to be going to buy a welder of any type, then just make sure to get one of these. This is very easy to use, and it's just simple. Every welder's got to have one. Now, with this welder that I got, the Lincoln Electric one. It came with this. This is a number 11 hood. I'm going to be using this for the camera. The camera's set up on a tripod right now, and then I've got like a little hair tie to put this over the lens, just so that protects the lens while I'm welding, so that I can show you guys and I can do it at the same time. So I guess I don't need to wear these earplugs anymore, but we're gonna get started on that. I'm gonna get this set up on the tripod and I'm gonna run a few welds, and I'm just gonna practice around. Again, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just welding. I also wanted to mention, this goes without noting, get some welding gloves. Just do it. Don't skimp out. Just get some gloves. Now you really can't see anything right now, but I've got getting my welder set up. I have all of the heat settings turned down to the lowest, so it's 1 and A is the lowest setting that you can do with your heat. So I've got it set to that. And my wire feed speed is set at around, I don't know exactly how to read these things, but it's about 4.5 on the dial. So those are my settings with that. And for right now, I'm just going to run a quick test weld to see how the recording does. So let's check that out. Alright, so with that last shot, I think I was just in the way, but it seems like it is recording the actual welding that's happening. So we're going to do a second run, and I have repositioned the camera a little bit. You'll see when I start to get recording. Alright, so I think that I am angled correctly. Let's get to it. Taking the camera out from behind the little gadget here. But yeah, see, here's the screen. So I'm putting the lens right there in front of that screen. So it's blocking the sensor. But these are the welds. Obviously, this is like one of the first few times that I've ever welded. But I was actually able to create a line where, you know, because this is double layered. Even though this is really thin gauge sheet metal, it is stacked up on top of each other, so it's creating a little bit of a wider surface, or a thicker metal, if you will. So it's not burning through as bad. I was having a lot of problems burning through when I was tacking on my radiator support, but and obviously these are not cleaned up, so you gotta take off that outer layer, and it still looks like shit. But yeah, at least I can get a weld on it without it burning through. I'll show you right here in this little middle part right in here what happens if I hold that on there for too long. But hopefully that footage picked it up. I'm gonna do a couple more go arounds and see if I can't get a little bit more footage of this welding. So alright, so I am going for another round of recording. That last one was kind of crappy. I have set the camera up a little bit closer, and I also wanted to add that I'm putting a towel over the camera just so if any spatter gets up, it's not going to hit the camera and damage it at all. But we're going to go another round. Okay, I'm gonna check those welds real quick. Okay, I am trying out a little bit of different settings. That last recording that I did all right on catching it, but I just want to see if I can't do a little bit better with this. So I am going to try to run another kind of longer weld just to see how the quality comes out on that video, and then after that I'm going to try to weld a piece to the piece that I'm working on. But go ahead and get started again. Alright, got this all back on auto now. It was doing really bad with me trying to mess with the settings manually. It's probably just because I don't know what the hell I'm doing, but about to do another test. But this will be the last test until I actually weld something to this, because I've got other stuff to do today. But I just wanted to show you guys a little bit about welding really thin sheet metal, and wanted to test out my little jig here. So I'm going to clean this up a little bit before I weld. Yeah, it's a little hard with this camera to get a good view. I guess I'm just going to go ahead and tack weld something on here. Hopefully the video comes out good. Now, I will say a lot of the reason why I have that lens on the camera is because I have a camera that has a direct sensor. It's not mirrored, it's mirrorless, and I just know that I could probably damage the sensor on the camera if I were to continue to do that. So I am avoiding that, but I am about to test welding a piece onto the piece that I have been welding. So let's see how. One. Alright, that's one tack. 3, 2, 1. It's about to change real quick on lighting. Alright. So, it might be hard to see. Give me a second. Come on, focus now. There we go. See, I've taken this piece of metal, I've tack welded it in 2 places right there, and I'm going to run a bead along the length of it. Again, just kind of screwing around. I'm not doing anything right now. I'm just trying to get a good video feed of this. So let's try that again. Hopefully the camera focuses correctly. Test in 3, 2, 1. Wasn't too bad. Now the test piece itself again is layered, so it didn't really do anything to the test piece. Focusing again, come on. Yeah, right there. Let's see, it doesn't like to focus that close. Come on now. My helmet's getting in the way. But yeah, it burnt up that other piece just a little bit, but overall, let me find it with my other hand, and it's still a little bit warm, but that's on there. That ain't moving. It's a very, very crappy weld. Again, this is like the 4th time. I think this is the 1st time I've laid a bead to hold 2 pieces together. So as you can see, it's a pretty simple process. It's not too hard, but yeah. Let's check that video footage. Alright, I'm here to try another tactic. So, everywhere that I'm reading online says that it should be okay to record welding through this camera without it damaging the sensor. So, I'm gonna try it real quick. I'm not gonna run a very long weld. I'm probably gonna just do a few tacks and see how it looks. But I would like to at least get some type of footage of this. First attempt failed. Try this again.